Hi, welcome to RAR Math. Today I'm doing a series of videos on direct and inverse variation. The number of gallons of waterproof sealant, G, needed to cover a wood deck varies directly as the area, A, of the deck. 2 gallons will cover 300 square feet. Find the equation for the situation. Okay, so it says varies directly, so G equals KA. Now, even though it says varies directly as the area, notice that it says 300 square feet. We don't need to square the area because the area is given already as square feet. So we're not given 2 dimensions here, so we don't actually need to do A squared. So be very wary that even though it's the area, A is not being squared. So 2 gallons will cover 300 square feet. I'm going to divide by 300. And though this is an application, I'm going to leave K as 1 over 5. So we have 2 over 300. I'm going to divide by 2 over 2. And I'm going to leave K as 1 over 150. So my constant of proportionality, which is always an important number to me, I'm going to leave as a fraction. So gallons equals 1 over 150 A. This is going to be the equation for my situation. You can go to decimal. It's just going to be a pretty ugly one. It's going to be 0.006 repeat, which doesn't sound like a fun fraction to me. Okay, how many gallons must be purchased to cover a deck that is 675 square feet? So G equals 1 over 150 times 675. So that's just 675 divided by 150. And if you do this in the calculator, you get 4.5. But I've yet to find a shop where you can buy, well, I guess you can buy half a gallon, but it's usually more expensive. And if you make a mistake, it's always better to have a little extra paint than a little less. And, you might want to be able to patch things up later if something happens. So I would say you need to purchase 5 gallons. Yes, I should say of paint. Okay. Now, I usually only do one problem, but these 2 problems are kind of an interesting comparison. It says the distance d an object falls on the moon is directly proportional to the square of its time. Here, it says the square of the time. So the distance is directly proportional to the square of its time. Here, it just said the area. So we didn't actually need to square the area because everything was given in square feet and area was just A. Here, we're told the square of the time. So now we're actually going to square the time. Here, the variable gets squared because it says square of the time. Unlike before where it just says the area, not the square of the area, just area. Now we need to square. So rock falls 47.7 feet in 3 seconds. Now we do need to make sure that the 3 is squared. We have to make sure that when we solve this, our input is a squared number. So our constant of proportionality in this situation is 5.3. It is still an important number. So distance is 5.3 t squared. So in the first problem, we had area, but it didn't say the word squared attached to it, so we didn't have to square the area. In this one, it does say square of time, so here we had to square it. How far will it fall in 5 seconds? So d equals 5.3 times 5 squared. So this is going to be 132.5 feet. I'm just going to go for quick answers. And then how long does it take for it to fall 84.8 feet? So 84.8 equals 5.3 t squared. We divide. T squared equals 16. Normally, when you have to introduce a square root, you need to introduce the positive or the negative, but negative time doesn't make sense. It does if you're talking about like dates. So if you're talking about a date from 2000, negative time would be in the 1900s. So -4 would mean 1996. So in that sense, negative time does make sense. But when you're talking about seconds right now, negative time doesn't make sense. So we are just going to say t equals 4 seconds. In this example, only the positive actually makes sense. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like my Facebook page, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.